Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're looking at the Overwatch League Stage 2 Week 5 power rankings. So the thing is, it's different from Stage 1 is the playoffs are not happening on Saturday. They're happening on Sunday, but we're not going to include the playoffs for the stage in our power rankings like we did in Stage 1. So we can look at the standings here, power ranking wise, for both stages and for the league, which we will do. Because the website has now included both in it, which is very nice. So, let's see. So this week, in 12th place, we have the team in 12th place in both the stage and in the league, the Shanghai Dragons. They are 0-10 in Stage 2 and 0-20 in the league. And they are 8-37 and 1 on maps with a negative 65 map differential in the league standings. And in the stage standings, they are 2-37 and 1 with a negative 35 map thing. So this week for week 5, they got forward by the Houston Outlaws, who were ranked pretty low in our power rankings in the previous week. So that's obviously going to hurt your overall score if you get beat by a team that we have ranked pretty low that badly. Then moving through the week, they got forward by Spitfire. Really nothing to say that was going to happen anyways. But that did happen, so they lost that. But, yeah, so Shanghai last place again. Insane. It's not really surprising. I mean, the power rankings, what am I saying? Alright, so next up, we have the team that is 10th overall in the league and, is 11th overall in the stage. The Dallas Fuel, they are 8-2 in the stage. They are 13-20 and 1 on maps with a negative 15 map differential. And for the league, they're 5-15. They're 27-50 and 4 with a negative 26 map differential. Dallas just had another one of those weeks that just continued to not be that good. They did come close, though, to beating New York, so that was a thing. But then they lost to the Spitfire, and that's pretty much that. So the improvement that they showed at the beginning of the stage definitely went away by the end. So, who's next? You ask, who's next? Next up is the San Francisco Shock. They are 9th in the stage, and they are 9th in the league. They're 6-14 in the league, 33, 48, and 3 with a negative 15 map differential. Every time I click up there, this thing's saying the next match, which happens in whenever Philadelphia and London. Let's see. So San Francisco, 3-7 in the stage, 17, 14, and 1 with a negative 7 map differential. They just, they did San Francisco things. They lost to the Mayhem in a 5-map series. And where else did they play? The Uprising. They also lost in a 5-map series. So they had some close games, but they didn't really perform super well. So they just sort of stayed where they were from the previous week. So let's see who is next. So, coming in at number 9 this week is the team that's 5th in the league. And they are 12-8. They're 52-35 with a 17 map differential. Crazy. And they are... Where are they here? They're 7th in the stage. They're 5-5. They're 22-22. So the map differential of 0. If you're wondering, I'm at my brother's house this weekend, and he's like being loud in the background to say you guys are informed. Alright, so the Outlaws 4-0'd the Dragons, and they beat the Dynasty 3-1, which is very surprising. But they did show improvement by beating Seoul. So that's why they moved up. They did show improvements of that. Honestly, if they lost to Seoul, I wouldn't have really made a change to their positioning, but Seoul being beat by them definitely did boost their rank. So Houston, the win over Seoul, impressive, moving them up. But if their only win was against Shanghai, that was not moving them up. All right, coming in here at number 8 is the Florida Mayhem. They're 11th in the league, 4-16. They're 24, 58-2 on maps with a differential of -34. The stage that was where their improvement came. They're 3-7 in the stage. Oh, they're 3-7 in the stage. They are 15, 27, and 1, and they have -12 map differential. So Florida this week, they beat the Shock, they lost the Dynasty. Honestly, those are things that you expect to happen, so they kind of stayed where they were, or they moved up one spot, I don't know, but beating the Shock, losing to the Dynasty, really what you expected to have happened, so can't really say you lost the match. You know, it's the matches that impact the rankings, the ones you don't expect. Like the Outlaws beating the Dynasty. You didn't expect that. Those types of things. So those are the matches that you look at and say, impactful. All right, so the next team that we're going to look at here. Oh, I reset. No, this is fine. I'm trying to make sure it fits here. Okay. The next team that we have is 7th in our rankings. They are 6th in Stage 2. 6-4. This, of course, being the Boston Uprising. 6-4. 21-22 on maps. -1 map differential. And in the league, they are 6th. And they're 12-8. They are 48-39 with a +9 map differential. So definitely middle-of-the-road type team. They beat the Shock in a rather close match, 3-1. And they beat the Gladiators also in a very close match. Did I say 3-1? 3-2. 3-2 against the Shock and 3-2 against the Gladiators. So very close matches for those teams, for the Uprising. So they kind of stay where they were, but very close games they did play. All right, coming in next, in 6th place in our rankings. So basically the Uprising and Valiant switched spots from the rankings to the standings. So this is the Los Angeles Valiant. They're 11-9, 44, 36-4 on maps. So they have a lot of ties on maps. And they have a +8 map differential. In the stage, though, the Valiant went 4-6, 18, 23, and 1. With a -5 map differential. So we take a look here, and this week they lost to the Fusion 3-2, and they lost to the Excelsior 4-0. So definitely not playing to their potential that they have. And I think that the Valiant are one of those teams that struggle a lot on the stage, people don't expect, along with the Outlaws. But the Outlaws' struggles, I feel like, were a little bit bigger. So that's why they got put down a little bit lower than the Valiant, because the Valiant were sort of able to go 1-1 in a week, but the Outlaws struggled a little bit more in that department. All right, coming in number 5 is the 4th overall team in the stage, the Seoul Dynasty. They're 7-3 in the stage, 25-16, with a map differential of 9. Almost got to the stage playoffs, so close there. Maybe stage 3. Philadelphia got in there just in that map differential being of 12, which we'll go over in a little bit here. In the league, though, the standings, Seoul Dynasty is 3rd, and they're the highest ranked team in the Pacific Division. They're 14-6. They have a map win-to-lose ratio of 50, 32, and 2, with that differential being 18. This week, surprising loss in the final week to the Outlaws. This stage 2 started out so well for them, just like stage 1, and things fell apart in the last 2 weeks, losing to the Outlaws. Losing to the Excelsior and the Spitfire the week before, and then losing to the Outlaws this stage, and last stage losing to the Valiant and the other 2 teams as well. So things just going the same way for Seoul in this stage, and barely missing the playoffs, coming in 4th. That's the thing. This week they did lose to the Outlaws 3-1 and beat the Mayhem 3-1. But with that drop from losing to the Outlaws, that is really what hurt them. If they were able to beat the Outlaws and beat the Mayhem, they would be in the playoffs. Or if they were able to take all 4 maps from the Mayhem, but it didn't happen, but it's okay. So that is what impacted the position that they have. That loss to the Outlaws really was surprising. All right, coming in number 4 is the 8th team in the league, the Los Angeles Gladiators. They're 10-10. They are 41-42-1 on maps. Negative differential of 1. In the stage, they came in 5th. They were in contention right up there. They went 6-4 in the stage, 25-16-1 with a map differential of 9. Very, very surprising to see them this high up, because they were not that good to start off the stage. They moved up to 8th. That is why they are higher again, because the stage is what the power rankings really affect. All right, let's see. Who'd they play? The Gladiators lost to the Fusion 3-1, and then they lost to the Uprising 3-2. So had they not lost either one of those matches, they would be in the stage playoffs right now. But losing to the Uprising in a very close match, and then losing to the Fusion earlier in the week, they are still higher up just because I feel like that they played a very close match. And against Seoul, just losing to Outlaws just put them way down. So that's why those rankings are the way that they are. That's the wrong tab. Okay. So, the next team is 3rd in the stage. 3rd in our power rankings. The Philadelphia Fusion. 7-3 in the stage. 25-15 with a map differential of 12. And in the league standings, they are 4th overall. They are 13-7. 47-39-1 with a map differential of 8. So this week, again, they beat the Gladiators, as we know. And they beat the Los Angeles Valiant. So, beating the Valiant, they're kind of lower down than they were. They were like 4th in the power rankings before. And they beat the Gladiators, who were right below them. So, beat the teams they had to beat to get into the stage playoffs. And there they are. So, coming in 2nd in the rankings here is the 2nd place team in the league, the London Spitfire. They are 15-5 on maps, and 15-5 wins and losses. They're 16-25 on maps, with a map differential of 35. In the stage, they're 8-2. They're 31-11, with a map differential of 20. This week, they beat the Shanghai Dragons and they beat the Dallas Fuel, moving up, of course, because of Seoul's loss. And because the wins that they had they beat the Shanghai Dragons, and they beat the Dallas Fuel. Teams that should have beat. The Fuel had a shot, though, to get up to them. They made one mistake on the third map, because I actually was watching the match when it happened. I'm not getting on the point on Hollywood. So they dropped that one map to the Fuel, but for the most part, London played really well against the teams they had to beat. So that makes sense. All right, number one here in the stage and in the league, they've only dropped one map or one match each stage. The first stage they lost it to Philadelphia. The second stage they lost it to London. The New York Excelsior 9-1. They're 34-9 on maps with a differential of 25. And in the league, they're 18-2. They're 35-9-2 with a differential of 46. So it was all 1 week in stage number one that New York, London, and Seoul all lost matches. And New York managed to go through and only lose one since then. Of course, not counting the stage playoffs. And then London's lost 4 since then. And Seoul's lost 5 since that 1 week where they all lost. New York this week did New York things. They are just a crazy team. They actually did get pushed back by the Dallas Fuel a little bit. Almost losing that. The match finished 3-2 in their favor. And they destroyed the Los Angeles Valiant very easily, winning 4-0. Of course. So, let's see. What do we got? What do we got here? So, to wrap up, as the end of this stage, we're not doing power rankings for the stage playoffs like we did last time. It was just because it was right after, and I'm like, you know what, let's include it. So we'll be back. The next video should go up on April 8th after the start of stage number 3, which you guys are interested in. It starts Wednesday, April 4th. And it's the Shanghai Dragons and the Dallas Fuel for the first match. So, people were thinking that could be the first match that Shanghai wins. We're going to have all the new players in there. It'll be very interesting to see how the changes once again affect after there's a lot of new players coming in. Shanghai's going to have a lot of new players, I know that for sure. But I know a lot of other players, other teams should be getting players. They can sign more players again if they need to. Certain players that some of these teams have under contract, it will be their birthday by the time that this happens, so they'll become 18 and they can play. That'll be a thing in the new meta with the Sombra changes. Brigitte will not be part of it, though. She will be in stage 4, so you won't see Brigitte until May. But it'll be interesting to see what new maps they play and what the changes are. I think May... I know May got changed as well. And Doomfist? No, Doomfist was a while ago. No, it was Doomfist. Yeah, it was May, Sombra, and Doomfist. So those 3 characters changes. I think Sombra's will be the biggest impact in the meta for that stage. I know there's changes on the PTR right now, but I don't think that those changes will be in it. I know that they added in Zenyatta changes to the orb. They got rid of Hanzo's scatter arrow and changed it for something else. They changed the Reaper so we could be able to Wraith form a little bit differently for a little bit longer, something like that. And they weakened D.Va's micro missiles. But I know that those changes are on the PTR just now. Actually, I'm doing this video that came out just today, this Saturday. So those changes won't be until stage 4. So I think it's just the May Doomfist and Sombra changes. So we're just going to see what happens in stage number 3. Power ranks will be wiped clean, basically. I'll do all new power rankings starting for stage 3, week 1. So we'll be back again April 8th. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these power ranking videos. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Very nice, very nice.